What's going on? Welcome to Shred Gaming, and today we're going to talk about the Mortal Kombat 12 story and lore and what is most likely going to happen in the next installment of Mortal Kombat. And please like, subscribe, comment down below, help this channel grow. Now let's get after it. Now, in my previous video, I talked about the style of storytelling in Mortal Kombat that is in the game mode Conquest. This time I'm going to talk about the actual lore and direction Mortal Kombat 12 is likely to take with its characters and narrative. So when it comes to lore, I like to take a very practical yet ambitious approach. There are a ton of things I would love to see unfold in the Mortal Kombat universe, but some of those things just aren't realistic, and going off the patterns of previous installments, the ending of Mortal Kombat 11, and Ed Boon's tweets, I think we can gain an understanding of where the story is going to go. The key focus here is to stick to what we know for sure. So there were three specific things that stood out to me in Ed Boon's Ask Me Anything tweets. And that is, they want to do more with 3D era characters, do a new conquest mode, and most importantly, that the next installment will continue off of the Mortal Kombat 11 story. So if it is a continuation from the current story, there is a lot we can see of what is to come in the next installment. First off, we are now into the new era of Mortal Kombat. It's not really fair to call it a reboot or a retcon because it just continues off of where the previous game's ending left off. And for the sake of this video, I'm going to assume that Liu Kang's Aftermath ending is the canon ending, and also the choosing of Kitana as his helper is the canon ending as well. In Mortal Kombat 12, Fire God Liu Kang has taken the role that once belonged to Raiden, and Raiden is merely human. Kunglao is now the chosen one instead of Liu Kang, which means this story is most likely going to take place probably around 500 years before the events of Mortal Kombat 1 or Mortal Kombat 9, which also tells me that if we do see characters such as Sonya, Jax, Johnny Cage, and the Combat Kids, it's probably not going to be in the same way that we have known them before. Whether that is a complete overhaul of the characters or the same character archetypes that they had before, they're probably not going to be as we have known them before. But the legacy characters are most likely going to end up in the game because that's just the safe bet for NetherRealm Studios. So when Liu Kang became the Fire God, he said he can't do this alone. So Raiden did tell him, you need to choose a helper, and since Kung Lao is likely to be our new hero and Raiden has shown himself as mortal, the canon ending is Kitana was chosen to help Liu Kang, which means Kitana is now a god as well, and that begs the question, what is to become of Melina? I'm gonna let you Melina stands fight over that on Twitter. So that is the direction I can see most of the characters going. But where will we be as far as the overarching narrative? Well, if the game is going to have a new conquest mode, that means we're going to see a lot of our characters having their own unique stories and narratives. That's right. Conquest is most likely coming back, and I couldn't be happier. So we're going to see a lot of the characters have their own place in the Mortal Kombat universe instead of just one single linear story. But as far as the main story goes that everything is going to be attached to, I think we're going to see a new origin story. Something along the lines of following Kung Lao with the assistance of Liu Kang and Kitana to form new friendships and new alliances. But with that, we're also going to see either a new antagonist or the beginnings of an existing one. We may see the origins of maybe Shao Kahn before he became Khan of Outworld, or we may see Onaga when he was the ruler of Outworld. We may also see a completely new antagonist altogether from a different realm. But either way, I don't see us fighting a god or a titan, at least not yet. The ending of Mortal Kombat 11 left off with an immense amount of potential. Now I'm going to be honest, I have to give props to Sean Kittleson and Dominic Cianciolo, both of which are very talented and very creative writers and gave us a ton of great scenes in Mortal Kombat X and Mortal Kombat 11 that were very well written and very captivating. But a lot of the fans, including myself, were not really happy with the direction of the story after Mortal Kombat 9. One thing I always said was Mortal Kombat X and Mortal Kombat 11 would have been great stories if they weren't Mortal Kombat stories. Both were very well written and great narratives. However, I felt they didn't really bring me back to the world of Mortal Kombat in the way the previous installments did. If you're familiar with theater and creative writing, then you know the phrase suspension of disbelief, which means as an audience member, I am making a contract with the writer to suspend what I believe to be reality, and I am trusting you as the storyteller to take me into a completely new reality and tell me a completely different story in a different world. In MKX and MK11, I really just didn't get that. You cannot deny that the writing team at NRS is very talented, because they are. I just hope that in the next installment of Mortal Kombat that they can take me back into the universe of Mortal Kombat so that we can immerse ourselves and enjoy the characters and stories of the new era of Mortal Kombat. So I want to know what you guys think. Please like, subscribe. I want you to comment down below. Tell me how you guys felt about it. I know a lot of people did not like the MKX and MK11 stories. I thought they were great, like I said, but they just didn't bring me back to the universe of Mortal Kombat. They would have been great if it wasn't a Mortal Kombat story, if this is a completely different story about something else. But in the new era, I actually do have high hopes for what is to come. They had some great stories, and I'm not gonna lie, they had great endings as well. Liu Kang choosing Kitana and Liu Kang saying that he's going to start his new era, or with the scene when Scorpion, died, or the scene where Liu Kang talked to the great Kunglao. Those were all well written and well crafted scenes, and I just didn't think that the overall story was not a Mortal Kombat story. So I have high hopes for the next era of Mortal Kombat, that we can go back into that universe again, and that we can enjoy what is to come for this new era. So thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, Shred out.